This has to be one of the most exciting videos for me to do in a long time, and that's because we are actually moving. We have bought a beautiful house. I'm not going to show you right now because I'm going to reveal it all to you soon in a new video. But that being said, today we are going to do a longer declutter because I know I'm getting ready to move. I need to go through some of these harder places and make some difficult decisions. So today we're going to do a long declutter. I'm going to walk you through all the methods that I use. I'm going to talk you through the ideas that are in my head and exactly the kind of questions that I ask when I get stuck. So let's grab all the materials we need if you want to come ahead and declutter with me, and let's go make some hard decisions. If you're moving like me, great. If not, then let's just pretend like you are. All right, so we do not have a garage, so this is kind of like our catch-all garage. We also have a shed outside that I'm going to get to when it's not raining, but we're going to conquer this area. When you have areas of your home that are overwhelming when you look at them, that feel like maybe you don't have full control of what's in there, often we just shut the door, right? We don't want to be in that room and we don't know what to do about it. So today we're going to conquer that because all of those things are true about this area right here. I do not have full possession of all of these things, but I do have autonomy on making decisions on things that are solely mine. And I also have a great plan to make sure that I'm including everyone in the decision-making of decluttering while also being able to feel like I am successful in this area. So of course you want to make sure that you're prepared. So I really just grabbed my bag of trash bags. I'm going to start with the ski slope method. It's one of my favorite when I'm in areas that are overwhelming to me. Anita Yokio invented this whole idea of the ski slope method. And she said that you should start in one corner and you're going to go down like a ski slope. So you're going to then go diagonally to the next section and further down until you've hit every corner of the room. You also want to make sure that you are having everything that maybe doesn't belong in that space, or you need to declutter, or you need to trash. You want those things to be contained. So at the end of all this, you're not really overwhelmed with the mess that now you have created. So with my trash bags today, I'm going to be deciding what needs to be decluttered, what needs to be looked at by the rest of my family, and what I can just get rid of all by myself. So let's get started. Now, I don't have different trash bags, so I'm setting this one up as the trash bag that I'm going to use for my husband to go through the things and make sure that he has everything that he wants out of it. Okay, quick suggestion here. This is a great idea. If you have a just larger basket that you can use, I like to put my trash bag in them, and I'll do one side as maybe a trash bin, the other side as a decluttering bag, and it keeps it all together in one big section. If you just happen to have a bag like this, it's great. Something you can even do if you're going to get confused is you can write trash on one side or decluttering, or use different baskets. But for me today, I'm just gonna go for it. Something that really helps me as I'm going through the slope method is just being diligent about doing one drawer at a time before I move on to the next drawer in this area, and making sure that small drawer is completely done before I move on. That way I'm not having to backtrack, I'm not having to remake other decisions, but also as I'm looking at these things that I'm gonna declutter, excuse me, I'm looking for duplicates. So we had duplicates of both of these items in these drawers. Had no idea. But first, starting with what is the best of the duplicates? Do I even need these? Have I been using them? Helps me to make those quick decisions. If you're finding as you're decluttering in your different areas of the ski slope method, you're finding lots of duplicates, try putting them all together and then making the quick decision of what you should do. All right, you guys have probably noticed that I added in another little box. Because I am actually moving now, I wanted to just go ahead and instead of putting everything back in the container and having to take it all back out again, I'm going to put it in this box if I absolutely know that I want to keep it. Now, this is a great idea if you know as you are decluttering your stuff that maybe you need to clean out the drawers, maybe you need to dust everything, whether you can do it today and you have the time before you move on to the next section. I would recommend doing that, grabbing a rag before you move on to the next section in your slope. This needs to be cleared out anyway. It also needs to be wiped out for sure. So putting them in this box just makes a lot more sense. This is gonna be things that I already know that my husband and I both really wanna keep. And I know you guys ask me all the time, what works for you and your husband? My husband's not a minimalist. So the thing that we've come up with, if your partner needs help, maybe they don't have time or the energy or the ability to declutter their things, asking if it's okay. If you help them out, you won't get rid of any of their things. You're just gonna get rid of trash, and then everything else in their own time they can go through. And really for us, it's just helped us to play to our strengths. My husband really doesn't enjoy decluttering as much as I do, and so I don't mind going through these things. And I do really think it can help with the decluttering process, with the communication, if you are living with other people. One thing I do think is important as you are decluttering these more difficult areas of your home is to use Peter Walsh's idea of the one-touch rule. Because often if we hang on to things in our hand and we really mull it all over, we can create a lot of excuses on why we need to keep them. And if you really don't know, that's fine. Create a maybe bin and put it in there for a month or two and then see if you can get rid of it. But a lot of times what I find with the places like this that are just really overwhelming is that if I pick something up, I need to make a decision with it. And I love that idea that he created. So when I'm picking up the tool, I need to make a quick decision. Is this something that is useful? I need to be making these decisions quick, because you know what's going to happen is that we are going to get really overwhelmed. We're going to get tired. We're going to just want to quit. And we're making all of these decisions that's really difficult for our brain. And so in order not to be extremely overwhelmed and quit before we even really begin, we're going to use Peter Walsh's method of the one-touch rule. We're going to pick it up. We're going to make a quick decision, honoring the fact that we can trust ourselves to make the best decision. And at the end, it's going to be just fine. We're going to make the right decision, and we're going to make it quickly. Okay, so I did finish up the 4 drawers that are over here before sloping to the next area, but I'm going to be taking all of these things down because they do need to go with us, and I'm going to put them in another box. Remember, as we are decluttering, we're going to do the one touch, the Peter Walsh one touch. We're going to make a decision where it should go. We're going to trust ourselves as we're doing it. Now, I know in these boxes, there are a lot of things to keep, but obviously I kind of knew that in this room, there's a lot of things like tools that we are automatically going to keep. But the great thing is that I've already filled up a trash bag, and I've already filled up a bag of things that I want my husband to go through together when we're all home. But the thing that I want you to remember as I am decluttering, this can get really overwhelming once you have started to pull everything out. The great thing about this though is that when you're doing the ski slope method, you can stop wherever you feel overwhelmed. If you're starting to feel frustrated, you can stop there and just deal with what you have right in that moment. So I have a bag of trash already done, which is fantastic. I have a bag of things that my husband and I are going to go through together. And I already have 2 boxes packed of things that I know we're going to be taking to our new home. Another great idea that I just kind of thought about as I was doing this was that, yes, I am moving, so I already have the magic of really having to make tough decisions. But you could be doing this in your own home. If you got a few bags or a few boxes that you have laying around, you can start this method of taking everything out of that area and slowly putting it back, thinking about maybe what are the organizational pieces that you're missing in this area? What is not functioning? Why do you feel so stuck, so frustrated in this particular part of your room? If you take everything out, even the things that you know that you're going to keep, and you can put them in a box for a little while, you have the time, the space, and you can use your imagination to start thinking of something that might work than the organization that you had in the past. All right, so this area is as done as it's gonna be. I'm actually gonna move the boxes of things that we are going to be keeping over to the corner of the room that doesn't have anything but our extra boxes for moving. And I'm gonna move over and ski slope to the next area. So let's go. One of the most important things to think about as you are decluttering areas that are harder to declutter, the areas you get stuck in, is to finish the area before you keep going to another point in the room. The reason that is so important is because if it is something where you've already been overwhelmed, then if you're done with that area and you start to slope to the next, The problem is that you are going to feel really overwhelmed by all of the things that you have out. And by the time that you're finished, if you haven't already dealt with the last section, and now you have two big sections of things to declutter and trash and whatnot, you're going to feel really overwhelmed. So one of Anita Yokio's big ideas was to make sure that that whole area is done before you move on. And I do think that's really important. All right, so I started over here in this corner of the room. We're actually gonna slope over here. And the reason that I'm doing that this time is because these are the two big hitters in this room. If I can get these two areas done, the whole space is gonna feel a lot better. Now, where I live, we do have a dump that you can send your cleaning supplies to, or you can also send your paint to. They have a whole area that deals with that stuff for you, so you're not throwing it into the big trash can. I do have some cleaning supplies in here that I forgot were in there, honestly. I didn't even remember them, and I think it's really hard to get rid of cleaning supplies. It feels really wrong and weird to get rid of them, but if you haven't been using them, if they're not of value to you, you can always ask. I'm probably going to send this over to my mom and see if she wants to use it, because I just am not finding use from it. I have something else I like better, but hanging on to it is not going to change your mind about using it. I'm hoping that one's coming home clear for you. I think what I am going to go ahead and do is use one of these little baskets right here. And if I find things that I want to send to other people, I'm gonna go ahead and just put them in this basket and go put that by my door when I'm all done. So the home that we're moving into is actually 600 square feet, maybe a little bit more, 650 square feet smaller than the house we're living in right now. And so you're probably gonna see over the next couple of episodes that we do have to kind of make harder decisions about things. We don't have the privilege of having as much space anymore as we have. And so even the things that I've hung on to for a really long time, I'm going to have to assess when I get into this new house. Does it fit? Is it really worth me cleaning it? Is it really worth it taking up space in a home that's a lot smaller? Something that I do think is really great to do as you're doing these bigger declutters that are a little more overwhelming is to even imagine, what if I had half of the size of my house? What if I was missing a whole room in my house right now? Where would all of these things go? Would it be worth keeping them? And I think moving into a smaller house right now actually has helped me to have a better imagination about that whole idea of, if I want to live a simpler life, if I want to live an easier life, can I imagine getting rid of a whole room of things in here? Would it make my life easier to have that much less stuff? And for us, with deciding to move into a much smaller house, the answer is yes. We know with less, our lives are easier. We know we have more time to do the things that we want to do in a smaller house. And it's never been more things. Over the past 6 years, we've learned it's never been more things that have brought us contentment, joy, happiness in the long run. It's always been when we have the freedom to do more of the things that we really want to do. So what I've always found really helpful is to put like things together as I am decluttering. So this goes to my husband's 3D printer over there, and I'm going to go ahead and put that over where it belongs, because this can't be packed like everything else right now anyway, and I want to make sure that we're easily able to find those things. So hopefully I'm doing a good job of showing this, maybe not, but something I do recommend as you're doing the slope method, as you're doing the one touch Peter wash method, is that you want to clear a shelf at a time, a drawer at a time. So like I was doing over on the other side at the workbench, I cleared one drawer at a time, and now I'm doing the same idea over here. So I'm doing one shelf at a time. That means if I get to a point where I am extremely overwhelmed and I just am burnt out, which has happened many times before, I can be done after that shelf. I think a lot of us, myself included, have set myself up for failure thinking that I'm not successful because I didn't do everything. And that's just not true. So remember, we're doing the rooms that are harder. We might get stuck on them. They feel overwhelming. We never want to go in them. And so we shut the door. But we're conquering them today. So one of the things that you might start feeling as you look at your room and you see, holy cow, it is a lot of stuff. I'm getting really overwhelmed. I would rather just go get a cup of coffee and leave. I don't want you to give up yet. What I want you to start thinking about is sectioning off different categories of your items. So for me, what I'm going to do, because I am starting to feel a little overwhelmed, is I'm going to make different categories of areas and separate them out so that my brain can better process, oh, okay, this isn't just chaos. This is actually organized chaos. So there's a paint area, there's an area for cords, there's going to be an area for things that need to go out of the house or need to be put in a different spot. And once I actually start breaking these things up into categories and sections, my brain does start feeling a little bit better about it and can start to see how successful I am really being. So as we work through the slope method, remember, you don't have to climb the whole mountain in one day. The key is to keep your momentum gentle but steady. Start small. Increase the challenge at your own pace and celebrate those little wins along the way. Now, this, of course, today was a much bigger declutter, but I wouldn't have started this endeavor today if I hadn't had all the experience over the past 6 years of doing little declutters as I went and being able to learn to trust myself and to make quicker decisions. And so as we are closing out this big declutter, I want you to remember a few things. Begin with the easy, obvious items, the quick yes or no decisions. Try touching things and just making a decision right on the bat and see how that feels for you. Let this process of decluttering using the slope method build your confidence before you move on to the really hard stuff like I did today. So if you're not ready to do one of the harder rooms for yourself, then start with something that might be easy, like decluttering your button collection or decluttering a room that maybe you haven't walked into in a long time, so you know that you aren't going to need a lot of those things. Pay attention to your energy, not just the stuff that you're decluttering. If you feel that decision fatigue setting in, just finish the shelf, just finish the drawer. You don't have to keep moving on to the next section on the slope. It will really help you want to come back the next time to declutter if you're telling your brains that I can stop when I'm ready. And most importantly, don't measure your success on how much you got rid of in this one sitting. Measure it by how much easier it feels to keep going tomorrow. After the declutter that you did today, when you wake up and you look in this spot, in this drawer, or in this entire room, does it feel better to you? Does it flow better to you? If that's how we treat decluttering, then our lives are going to become very quickly much more easy, much more successful, because the room is going to work for us. So decluttering isn't about speed. It's about building trust with yourself and creating a home that supports the life that you actually want. Not just all these things that we thought we wanted and brought them in, but what you really need in your life. With the slope method, you'll find that the more steps you take, the lighter everything feels. And that's when decluttering really starts to change your life. All right, friends, I have completely enjoyed this declutter with you. And if you have to, then go ahead and watch one of these videos right here. And I wish you guys all the very best.